AI and mortgages, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So the talk of the town these days, when it comes to business, not everything is AI. AI is going to take over the world. AI is going to kill all the jobs. AI is going to replace you. AI is going to make it easy. ChatGPT, the whole thing, right? I'm sure a lot of people use it. They're using it to cheat on their homework. They're using it to cheat on papers. They're using it to cheat on emails, text. You can even see when somebody responds back to you and it's ChatGPT. There's customer service now, whether it's airlines, whether it's servicing for mortgage, it could be anything. People are starting to use AI, the AI bots. Is it good? Is it frustrating? I don't know. We're all getting used to it. We're all dealing with it. We're all consuming it. And we're all coming to this realization that AI is going to be here. It's going to stick around. It's only going to get better and better and better because a lot of it right now, it sucks. 95% of companies, listen to this again, 95% of companies right now that are implementing AI are having a tough time because it's not as easy as you've seen. We thought like, okay, we're going to code this AI bot, we're going to write a workflow, and we're going to tell it to do X, Y, Z. It just doesn't work that way. It's just not replacing humans like this. But today I want to talk about what is it doing currently in the mortgage business, not the real estate business, just the mortgage. Where do I see it going? Where do I really see that it's going to work really, really well? Where do I think it's going to, like I said, the good, the bad, and the ugly? And also where you as a consumer need to pay very, very close attention. And also, if you're not a consumer and you're in the real estate business watching this, I'm going to give you some flags and some warning signs that if you are doing this and are going through with it and going to put a plan together and utilize it, where I think you should use it, where you should not use it, but also if you do use it, how to use it. And look, I'm not an AI guru here. If you guys watch my stuff, I'm just a real estate dude, a mortgage dude, right? A guy that buys real estate, invests in real estate, and has done mortgages for over 20 years, helped over 5,000 customers, funded $1 billion of loans. And I make videos like this to help you. That's literally what I do. So with AI, what do I know? I don't know much about AI, but what I can tell you is I spent the last 6 to 8 months writing from A to Z, the entire process of how a loan works. I can tell you that I've gone through 4 or 5 CRMs and I landed on one because the other 4 were not up to par to where I needed to be to execute what I was trying to do with my process, my workflow. I can tell you right now, my workflows, that means of when something happens, like when you apply for a loan or the loan got approved, who I have to talk to, how do I talk to them, who get like the whole thing, that's all mapped up. Emails, text, soon there'll be voice. So it's great. It's great, great, great. I think it's going to do really, really well. And the good news is that AI is in mortgages right now. It's actually been in mortgages longer than AI. We've been talking about AI. It has. It's just been in the background. A lot of people have been using AI, but now AI is becoming easier, more adoptive, more acceptable, but also too, is that it's just, we're starting to realize where is this going to work and not work. So where is AI currently being used in the real estate industry right now? Number one, for sure, it's being used in underwriting. So you could submit a loan application, upload your docs, you could pull credit. AI has been in the background. It's been running desktop approvals. It's been running income calculation, bank statement calculations, all this stuff. So AI has been in underwriting for sure. Document review, AI has definitely been in the document review. It can review a document and tell you if it works, doesn't work, and kick it back. Fraud detection on the back end. AI is becoming more and more increased in fraud detection. Fannie and Freddie, they're going to start implementing more and more of this. So what does that mean? Maybe you send a falsified bank statement, tax return, pay stub, letter, things like that. It's going to be able to do it. I think eventually AI is going to play a huge role. And I'm not saying replacing appraisers, but do we really have to do an appraisal every time? I think with the data that's out there, I think AI is really going to help. Also within title and escrow, AI is helping, right? Client communication, that's the huge one. That's what I set up. So communication between a client, between a lender, between title, between escrow, between appraisers, the whole thing, internal team, external to all the people, right? After you close a deal, follow up, remind me to do something, remind my team members to do something, remind, hey, the agent of something, remind the client of something. Hey, client, you still owe me this doc, right? That's all AI. AI can be the form of a text, email. It can actually make a phone call to you, right? Like I can take your phone call and record the conversation and say, break that conversation down 2 different ways. It can do that. So AI is becoming very useful for all the nuance and all that stuff, right? So the good is AI is really good. I think with the customer service, the underwriting, and the doc prep and all that stuff, that is huge. I always say in the mortgage space, especially when it comes to underwriting files, looking over documents, organized stuff, things like that, as far into the process we can, if we can keep a human out, besides the upfront conversation, structuring a deal possibly, and then through the document requests and all that stuff, keep a human out, and then bring them back in to underwrite the file, look at a few things. Obviously, you got to appraise the property now. Let's do that. So AI is really doing good. I think it's going to help with faster approvals, more consistency, less human errors, better buyer experience and back and forth, analyze more data, and then eventually as we move on and on, it will start to be able to analyze more of the self-employed, non-traditional income, things like that. So here's the bad of the AI. Complex scenarios, can't really work through a conversation. It can answer basic questions. It's not gonna really have much of a personality. It's not gonna have even though it has all this data and information, it's not gonna have the same experience, right? It's like a car. You see these self-driving cars, you ever see those? And all of a sudden it will rain and all of a sudden they just get stuck or don't know what to do, or they'll start getting stuck in a circle or stop somewhere. It's because there's certain experiences. Like obviously it has data, has all this data points of driving and things like that, but still at the end of the day, that human touch, that human experience is gonna be pretty much hard to beat. So the bad is we don't wanna become over-reliant on the data, over-reliant on AI. And then also too is like, you don't want AI communication just to be so much where it's like, you're never hearing from the team, you're never hearing from a human, and you're just missing the whole experience. And I get it. There's some people who are like, I don't care, give me the crappiest, cheapest AI company, give me the lowest rate, I'll deal with it. And then a lot of other people are gonna be like, no, I want this experience. Other people are like, I want the human experience. It's all gonna matter. Just like when you guys go out to eat, you go shop, you go on vacation, you go here. Some people are like, look, I don't even wanna see a person. I wanna check in my vacation rental. I wanna do it. I don't wanna talk to anybody. I don't wanna see anybody. And then some people are like, hey, I want the 5-star experience. I wanna walk in, somebody grabs my bag, somebody gives me a drink, somebody gives me a nice towel, I'm sweating. There's a pool person, there's room service, there's maids, there's butlers, there's chefs. There's a whole thing, that AI is never going to replace that experience, right? Not as now. So there's the two different experiences. So the bad could be is that it's too robotic. It's not the human interaction. And it really is like maybe feels too much robotic, right? So what is ugly? The ugly out of this is because if you have AI and it's robotic and it can't change things, can't tell you things, can't suggest things, you could get on the tougher situations, few approvals. It's not gonna think like, oh, what about this? What about that? We can do an overlay here. We can do this. So I think with complex scenarios, not just straight cookie cutter stuff, it's less guidance, less strategy, less things like that. That's where the ugly is going to come in, where I think it will cause problems if it's not cookie cutter and things like that. So hopefully at the end of the day, AI, what it will do for a lot of things, it will make files go faster. It will be much more efficient. The communication should be out of this world. The CRM we're getting ready to launch, I believe this week, that we just worked on, the clients might say the communication's too much, but I can back it down because I want them in every step of the way, what's going on. We need this, what's going on, give this update, give that update. That's just from experience of going through so many loans, so many transactions, who needs what, who's pinging this, what are common questions, just things like that. So we're gonna try to just dumb it down. So that's customer service should be out of this world, right? Speed and experience will get better and better. The cost of a loan, hopefully things will come down more and more just on some of these third-party costs. Like, do we need an appraisal for every deal? I don't know, right? And so obviously at the end of the day, efficiency, all that thing's great. But at the end of the day, complex scenarios, structure, things like that, people that are gonna need that. And trust me, there's gonna be tons of clients that need that. And they're gonna want that handholding because they're gonna need it, because they're gonna like, hey, I need to get a loan, I need to get approved. I can't just, this robot, this AI might not work. That's also gonna need that human touch. Will AI change the industry? Absolutely, it's already been changing the industry, right? I think the upfront process of filling out your loan app, uploading your docs, combing through all that stuff, getting it organizing, talking back and forth with maybe an AI bot, and getting your file really situated, and then bringing a human back in and get on the phone, have a conversation, tell you what options are, what to do, and then getting it back in line, submitting it to underwriting. Underwriting is, half AI, half human. Maybe the AI can deal with the appraisal because there's so much data, all things like that. That's great. So transparency, fast, efficient, like that kind of process, that would be great. But let me tell you some of the things that it's not gonna do, and some of the things that you guys, if you're watching this and maybe you're not even in the mortgage industry or the real estate industry, and you're in a different industry and you're like, I wanna set up AI. I'm thinking about using AI, whether in your customer service or maybe your daily thing to say, remind me to do this, or go look up these articles, or bring me this data, or look for clients that need this, whatever it may be. There's so much stuff out there with AI. But the one thing I just want to tell you, what I truly believe, and this is my opinion, I know it's opinion of many others, is that AI is AI. AI is not a human. So as much as I can be sitting here and I could tell you that this video you're watching right now, imagine if I told you this is AI. It's not AI, I'm real, but one day I might be able to shoot a video like this. It sounds just like me and acts just like me, and then, but it really would it ever be me? No, it's just AI. So AI is not going to have the experience of somebody like me, because they haven't gone through all the files, all the pains, all the conversations, all the ups and downs. They can't. As much data you can give them, they don't talk to the client, the appraisers, the title, the escrow, the lenders, the underwriters, the reps, like the client 17 times, this, that. Like it's not how it works. I'm just listing off things. That's what we know. So the one thing I just want to remind you, if you're in this business and you want to use AI, you're in another business, please listen to this part clearly. Number one, the real value that's really going to show in the coming years is not going to be that you have AI. It's actually going to be that people feel like it's you. I think the value of a human content, a human blog, a human video, somebody that actually went through the entire flow of a loan and didn't say, ChatGPT, here's all the stuff I need. Just give me all the responses, the emails and texts, and let's just send those out. No, somebody went through like me of every email, every text, every this, every that, and put the human touch on it to make sure I gave you the best response, the best question, the best update. Try to think about at that point in time, what are you thinking about, right? Like remind you of this, remind you of that. Like that was the human touch. I think if everybody's not cautious and everybody starts just all doing the same thing, you're all gonna look, act, and sound just all alike, and you won't be different. And I think the value in the future is gonna be that you're different, that you actually spent the time, energy, the money, whatever, the resources to make it different, to make it more of a human experience, right? I think the human touch, the human experience, like I said, whether you're watching a movie, whether you're listening to music, whether you're watching a YouTube video, while you're watching a video like this, a reel, a short, whatever it is, right? You're getting a loan, you're buying a car, you're getting insurance, whatever it is, AI will be all around this world. That human touch, that human interaction is going to be very, very valuable. So if you are going to do this, don't just go right to chat, tell them to write your stuff, because what I will tell you is that some of the CRMs, they said, hey, we already have this stuff built out and like 98% of people are using it. I was like, I don't talk like that. I don't sound like that. Why would I say it like that? I didn't even like the responses. Fine. The guy that wrote it's like, oh, we did this and that. Great for you. You don't even do loans. You're putting yourself in my shoes of 20 plus years experience. Dude, you're just a programmer writing this. It's ChatGPT, right? So anyways, hope you guys understand. Try to be authentic. I think the true value of real human interaction, real human touches, real human effort behind this stuff is really going to be where the value's at, and people will be willing to pay. I'm not saying you have to pay more. They'll just be willing to pay for that or want that, right? And it's not going to be a race to zero, the cheapest. Look, there will be people just like that. Give me the cheapest, worst experience. I don't care. I'll just deal with it. But share this video with somebody. If you have any questions, let me know. But yes, AI is active. We're using it. It's going to get better and better and better. But for me, you're going to feel it in your customer service if you do a loan with me. And eventually, hopefully in the near future, on the upfront process, we will move faster, more organized and things like that. So I'm really excited for the future. Some of the tools and the stuff that's going on in the background out there that I know about that is going to come to the market here, hopefully in the next 6 months to a year, is going to be definitely a game changer. But look, the people that are willing to put the time, the effort, to work in to build all this and do all this, that's who's going to win. So if you're wondering, is AI going to replace a loan officer, a real estate agent, insurance broker, this, and that? Yeah, they are. They're going to be replaced by the loan officer that mastered AI, the realtor that mastered AI, the insurance agent that mastered AI or that uses AI or hire somebody to help them out. The realtor, the loan officer that doesn't want to bother with that. I'm not saying you're going to go away. You'll just lose more and more market share as you go along, and the people that are using it are just going to gain more and more market share. Why? Because again, it just goes back to, we'll do it faster, more efficient, probably cheaper, and if you do it right, your clients and everybody should have a much better experience. So guys, thanks for watching again. Until next week, we'll see you. Keep our eye on low rates. Lots of stuff going on out there with the Iran and then the real estate market and a lot of news. So we will see. We'll keep our eyes on it.